Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. It is very late, guys, and my brain is like scrambled eggs right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is my wrap-up video for Saturday the 25th. It's almost 5 a.m. I'm on my way home Sunday morning, so way longer day than I normally drive. I mean, ridiculously longer, but I did 26 trips Friday night. My goal was really to do 30 trips today. However, the train just went off the tracks. I mean, it derailed really early. I got down to the city around 3 o'clock-ish, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and there was little to no activity. I think I had 5 Uber trips in at like 7 o'clock. I mean, it was just slow. So slow that I actually turned Lyft on and did about $25 worth of Lyft rides just because there was just no activity. Excuse me. So I was completely panicked. I really did think this is going to be a hot mess of a day. Everybody else on Facebook, a couple people I talked to somebody on the phone. Ken was slow on the phone down in Virginia where he was driving. Some people that I texted were telling me that things were struggling on their end. But I was persistent. Like I couldn't give up because this quest goal is really, it's a big one, and I really don't want to leave it on the table. So, me being persistent, stubborn, if you will, I knew I needed to get close. And so I just kept pushing. And I said, you know what? I would much rather fight for rides on a Saturday night where I have a pretty good chance than try and pull rides out of nowhere on a Sunday. So I just stayed late and I got a couple snacks. I drank some Powerade and I just kept on pushing. And eventually, like by 10 o'clock, the rides started coming pretty consistently. Consistently enough that I finished with 23 trips. Just a few minutes ago, I got my last trip in Silver Spring. On the way back home, I left my app on going up 29 North and got a couple fares, that counted towards my quest. So I have 16 trips to go. It's not an awful number, but it's not an easy number. It's going to be kind of a challenging. It's going to be a tricky day tomorrow to get 16 trips, but my hope is between the travelers coming back into town from the holiday, people maybe moving around because the weather's supposed to be nice, people that are still in town that are not leaving till Monday, my hope is that there's going to be a little bit of an activity boom. I am definitely going to have to get some sleep after the long day that I put in today because this is a lot more hours than my body clock is normally used to. I am normally like a 12-hour day kind of driver, and this is more like 14-ish. So my back is a little bit tight right now. So I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to see where that kind of puts me, and then get on the road as soon as I can. So, right now where I am for the week. What is that number? It's like 150 with Lyft, I think, 670 with Uber. So what is that? 870, something like 800 and change. I don't know the math. It's too late at night for me to try and do that kind of math. It's pretty good for where I need to be. That's the honest to goodness truth. Is it's a pretty good position for where I need to be. If I can do 100 plus tomorrow, in trips, and then I can get my quest goal, and then I'll be in really good position. And that's the goal, is to get that quest, seal that up, pick up an extra, $100 or so in trips in the process. If I can do an $8 to $10 average, I can pick up an extra $125 between the trips, and then on top of that the quest. So the plan is there. The plan is definitely there. It's just a matter now of having a little bit of luck on my side, because today was definitely a tricky day. So, that's kind of how it goes sometimes, guys. And you guys have heard me, kind of cry the blues when you have a bad night like tonight, where things just don't always go as planned. And that's part of what we do. I don't know how to say it any nicer than that. It's part of what we do is we plan and prepare and strategize, but then we have to think on our feet. And when I saw that it was slow, I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go to Reagan. I got a trip out of Reagan that got me, a good little bit of distance. I got a couple trips up to Rockville. I bounced around there a little bit, and then I skedaddled as quickly as I could back to the city, because I knew I needed to get to that bar scene. And I turned my apps off. I drove all the way back into the city, which was a smart play. But it's just some of those rides. I got a southern tip of Alexandria ride. The boost was great in the city. From 10 o'clock to like 2 a.m., the boost was phenomenal, but the rides just were not fast enough. It was very, very, very slow and steady wins the race tonight. So, hopefully that's not the case tomorrow. Hopefully I can get my 16 trips and be done with it, and wrap up my quest and get home at a decent hour. I'm not off on Monday. I'm off on Wednesdays. So I might take a half day Monday and then just drive in the city. I'm not going to drive in DC until next Friday, unless they throw some ridiculously good quest my way tomorrow. But the reality is I will probably be driving in Towson. I like doing Uber Eats in Towson. There's a lot of restaurants up there that participate. And so I'm able to make a good bit of money, and it's not a bad way to make a little bit of money on a weeknight. So that's my goal, is to start a little bit later on Monday, get a little R&R in. It's really going to be a day where I catch up on a little bit of sleep, and then I want to pull the Christmas decorations out and maybe start working on that while the kids are at school. So that's my plan for Monday, but I first have to tackle the mountain that is tomorrow. So I'm going to log off, guys. I'm going to get some sleep. I know you guys are struggling out there the same as me. It's a holiday weekend. It's a weird one. We're all going to get through this, I promise. It's just a tricky weekend. It's a lot of people traveling, a lot of people on the road. 4-day weekend kind of really stretches out the amount of people moving around doing stuff. So, it's not the same kind of weekend that we're used to. A lot of those people were doing stuff on Wednesday night. They were doing stuff on Friday during the day and Friday night, and they still have tomorrow. So it's an interesting kind of holiday long weekend. So. And a lot of people are out of town. City is very, very quiet. So a lot of people are out of town. They'll start to trickle back into town tomorrow, probably some on Monday. And I don't know when the college classes start back up again. I think they start up on Monday, so that should help. But just be patient, guys. It's going to pick back up. I know it is. So everybody get a good night's sleep, and I will see you guys on the road tomorrow. Bye.